Hello, welcome back everyone, and thanks for joining me again. In this video, we will discuss about VPC. VPC is a virtual private cloud, and let me give a simple definition for VPC. That is, in VPC, virtually we can create a private cloud infrastructure inside the AWS network. In other words, it is a private subsection of Amazon Web Service that you can control, where you can place resources like EC2 instances and databases. You have full control over who has the access to AWS resources that you place inside of your VPC. Like you can have a complete control over the virtual networking environment. It includes your IP address range, then creation of subnets, configuration of route tables and network gateways. And also you have to like one more point I have to add is when you in the AWS for each and every AWS account, a default VPC is automatically created for you. Okay, so let's look at what that looks like in AWS console. Like when I click on services, if I scroll down, you can see networking and content delivery. In that you will be able to see VPC. I'm clicking on it and this opens up the VPC, the virtual private cloud of Amazon Web Service. And you can see several components here and that are associated with VPC. It includes subnets, NAT gateways, VPC peering connections, route tables, network ACLs, internet gateways, security groups, and much more. And all these components we will discuss in the later part of the video. Here, let me get detail into VPC. Okay, now Now I am creating a VPC, virtual private network, and this is the architectural diagram that we are going to refer for creating a VPC. Here we are going to create a public subnet, and that we are running an instance here. And here we are going to create a private subnet. We are going to run another instance here, and an internet gateway for internet access. And here this is the VPC. This is the VPC dashboard. Here launch VPC wizard. In this you can see different configurations of VPCs here. Here we can create a VPC with single subnet or VPC with public and private subnets. Here we have different default configurations. You can select any one of them, or else we can directly go to VPC here. And now you can see your VPC. And in this your VPC, we can click here on create VPC to design our own VPC. And here you can see this VPC. This is a default VPC. As soon as you create an AWS account, a default VPC will be created. As this is our first VPC, we are going to create here this as a my first VPC. Okay, and let me give this IPCIDR block as 192.168.0.0/16. Okay, and tenancy as default, and let me click here as create. Now I have created a VPC. Now under this VPC we are going to create subnets. Let me create a subnets for here, and these are the default subnets here, and let me create a public subnet first. Public subnet. Okay, let me assign this VPC here. Let me include VPC which we have created. You can see this my first VPC. Okay, and here you can give the availability zone with your preference, or I'm clicking here as no preference, and here I'm giving, this is a public, so I'm giving a public IP address 192.168.10.0/24. Okay, let me create it, close, and let me create a private subnet here, and let me associate this VPC or VPC, and the private is 192.168.20.0/24. Okay, let me create it. It has been created, fine. Let me close it, and the internet gateways, and now you can see the internet gateways. This is the one which I have created. Okay, let me delete this. Okay, these are this is the default internet gateway here, and to the default this is for the default VPC. Let me create an internet gateway. Ensure that you are not deleting any default gateways or default VPC from your computer, from your account. And here I am creating an internet gateway. Okay, internet gate, this is my internet gateway. Okay, and let me create it, and we have to attach this to the VPC. Let me attach my VPC, my first VPC here, and attach. Okay, now move on to the route tables. These are the default route tables. Now let me create a public route table here. Okay, here is the VPC. Create it. Okay, now let me, on the public route, let me right click here, and do you see routes? We can click here on edit routes, and now okay, let me give this as 0. This is a full access, and it is for internet gateway. Here it's the default, the internet gateway we have created, and let me click on save. Okay, fine. And now let me create a private route table also, which will be attached to the VPC here. Create, close. Here we don't need to edit the routes. Okay, now let me move on to subnets. Okay, on the subnets, if you do a right click, then we can do the route association. Okay, and now for public subnet, let me do the route association. You can see the route table ID. This is for public, and I'm going to public route and save, close. And now private, do a right click, edit route table association, and this is private. I have selected private and save. Okay. Okay, now we have a public subnet, private subnet, and also the internet gateway has been created for internet access, and also route tables has been enabled. And now what we are as we have discussed that under this private subnet and public subnet, we are going to create two instances. Okay, on that, let me click here on services, EC2. And now, okay, let me launch an instance here. Let's run two Windows servers. Let me check the free tier. And here, if you scroll down, let me take some lightweight. Okay, let me take Windows Server 2016 base with containers. I'm clicking here and I'm going for a free tier eligible T2 micro. Let me click here. Okay, now here you can see we have to configure this instance details carefully. Now we are going to create this for a public subnet. So for that, for public subnet we need an public IP address also, so we have to enable it. And before that, I'm going to attach to my first the network as my first VPC, the VPC which we create, and this is public subnet. Okay, it's already selected, and now we can enable the public IP address. Okay, the rest of the things I'm setting in default and add storage. Okay, I'm not adding any storage here. And next we can configure the security group. We can create a new security group here. Okay, this is the RDP, the remote access protocol. Here we can give anywhere. Okay, let me give the remote access let me review and launch this. Okay, you can review and launch. Okay, let me create a new key pair here and new VPC key. Let me download the key pair. Let me launch the instance. Okay. Okay, let me name this as public instance. Okay, so that we will find difference. These are the old instances which has been terminated by me, and let me create another instance that is private, and it needs to be it will be in the private subnet. And let me select the Microsoft Windows 2016 general. Next, configuration details. Here we will select the VPC, and here we have to be careful. I'm selecting private subnet. Okay, and here there is no need of IP address. Let me click here. Okay, now add storage. I'm not adding any storage. Add tags. If you want, you can name the instance. And next, configure. We will create a new this security group is fine. So okay, RDP. Okay, review and launch. Let me review this and launch. And for key pair, let me create a new or we can use the existing key pair. Okay, what is a key pair? New VPC key, and we can acknowledge it. Launch instance. Okay, now what we have done so far is, let me see. Okay, what we have done so far is we have created a VPC. In that VPC we have created the private subnet and public subnet, and all the root table subnet association have been made, and also we have we have attached the internet gateway, and then we have created two instances, one as public and another as private, that is it is mapped to public as well as private subnets. Okay, fine. Okay, this for the status to be checked, it will take a few minutes. Okay, now we have to create the NAT gateways. Okay, in order to create the NAT gateway, let me move on to VPC again. Here, do you see NAT gateway? Okay, this is the NAT gateway, and let me create a NAT gateway. Okay, here you can see you can create a new EIP. Let me create a NAT gateway. Okay, for this EIP, let me assign it to the public subnet. Okay, let me create a NAT gateway. Okay, now we have to edit the route tables for private. Okay, when you click here, you can see routes on the bottom, edit routes. We can give full access, and we can set the target as NAT gateway. Okay, we can click here, save routes. Let me close this here. Okay, now the NAT gateway configuration has been completed. Okay, now let's move on to the instances which we have created. We move on to EC2, and let's go for the running instances, and let's connect the instance. I'm downloading the remote desktop file here, and this window will pop up and connect. Okay, now we have to enter the password. Okay, the password, the file, this is the file. Let me decrypt the password. Okay, this one is the password. Let's give it here. Connect. We are getting this window. Click on yes. It's connecting to the system. Okay. Okay, the instance in the public subnet has up now. It's loading. Okay, it will take few minutes. Let's wait. It will take more time for the windows to load. Okay, here it has been loaded. Okay, now the Windows has been loaded up completely. Now you can see, let me take this down. Okay, Now can you see the instances here, and this is public instance and private instance. We have up the public instance. This public instance is having the IP address. This is the public IP address. So we are able to connect it from our computer. But however, we won't be able to connect the private instance. The reason is this is connected in the private subnet and it doesn't have any IP address. If you want, I can connect it. Even if you click on connect, let me open this remote test file for register file for you. It won't get connected as this is in the private subnet. But in order to access this particular instance, we have to can you see, this is the error we got. We won't be able to connect this, and this is not in our network, it is inside the VPC, the second instance. So here if we this is the public subnet instance, and here if I open the command prompt, let me click here cmd. Okay, and let me try to ping this private instance IP address. You can see this, right? 192.168.20.121. Okay, but if we ping this from our computer, we won't be able to open it up. But if we are opening it up from the remote instance VPC public subnet instance. Okay, this is the, let's check whether it is pinging. Okay, one second. This is the private instance, private IP address. Okay, let me try once again. There might be some mess here. And this is the setup for the VPC with two instances, one with private and another as a private public subnet. And later on we will move on to different configurations of VPCs with multiple subnets and including private and public. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please do subscribe and like our videos, and we will be updating more videos. Thank you so much. Have a great day.